I want to talk about worthiness, self-worthiness. And this is a topic that many people sort of struggle in when you walk the path of spirituality and law of attraction, conscious manifestation. People sooner or later arrive at this sense of self, sense of worthiness that's nested in the subconscious mind is the key. Transforming that is going to be the key to change the life that they are experiencing. And I think one of the things that many people are stuck in is this idea that Bob Proctor used to call the report card syndrome, where you go to school and you receive a grade, and then the grade becomes your identification. In using that analogy, I would love for everybody to begin sort of examining your life, how you might be actually creating your own report card syndrome by, depending on, your situation. If you're in school, if you're in work, or if you're in family, friends environment, there might be a common identification that the world is sort of encouraging all of us to take a look at that might be giving you a sense of not feeling enough or worthiness or unworthiness. Yeah, that could be um, just having a certain title or position at work. And then you begin looking at yourself less than somebody else. Anything that you feel and create a self definition, identification of comparison is due to the report card syndrome that you're creating in the screen of your mind. So I want to invite everybody to sort of step back and see how that might be actually operating at the subconscious level that might be hindering you to feel empowering, hindering you to feel expansive and powerful. Because the truth is that the truth of identity, because identity is how you identify yourself in the world, the definition of you. Yeah. And ultimately, because we're a spiritual being, no doing or having is going to define who we truly are. Yeah. But the mind needs to identify ourselves as somebody in order to operate. So the mind is going to have a challenging time accepting that we are nobody. In fact, the moment you identify yourself as nobody, you are somebody who is called nobody. So that's another identification. But the point of this conversation is that it's the nature of the mind that wants to sort of associate yourself with some sort of categorization or identification. And it's really important to choose ourselves to identify ourselves as somebody who we feel empowered. We feel empowered because the more you believe yourself and see yourself and define yourself as somebody who is empowering, it means that you're actually allowing the true essence, the power of the true essence of you to flow through that identity, through that mind. The mind is truly a bridge between the realm of the spirit and the realm of the physical. The more you feel confident in what you're doing, confident in yourself, confident in your delivery, confident in how you see you, the more the essence of who you are enables to flow to and through to show up in life, to express and to share anything that you have to share to the world. Yeah. So the report card syndrome is about noticing something outside of you that you did or you demonstrated, that you were evaluated, or the world identify, giving you a sense of worthiness. Yeah. And if that is giving you a great sense of worthiness, you want to keep that, right? And also, I mean, report card syndrome has, a little like a superiority and inferiority kind of tonality, but all the identification has sort of tonality to it, right? The empower tonality or disempower tonality. I personally have been living in three different continents, and I don't really have a strong identification that I belong to any specific country, but I feel like the overall Earth is where my home is. But then, as a categorization in the world, I sort of quote unquote belong to this Asian nationality, right? But I kind of feel like because I lived in different places, I kind of transcends and sort of goes beyond that a mental construct for myself. I might look like Asian, but then I have a lot of other sort of cultural background and also a way of thinking that is almost like embedded in my cell and in my blood. So I guess the point is that I don't really care too much about it. But then I want everybody to sort of begin looking into what part of that report card syndrome might be actually dictating how you feel about you in the world. Yeah. Now, also though, the most important thing that we want to notice is that because identity and self-worth is constantly being built all the time. Something that I really want to make sure that I come across is that anything that we do is never a one-time static thing, but it's a continuous dynamic thing that you're changing constantly, right? So as I speak, right now, as I speak, I am creating a sense of worthiness or definition of me. As you hear and listen to what I'm speaking, and then as you have your own inner dialogue right now inside of you, as you hear what I say, you're actually creating your self definition at this very moment, right? So the self definition is the narrative and the tonality and the feeling that you actually compose at every given moment that is formulating the new sense of identity over and over and over. So the way in which we want to examine this is, okay, every single moment, how are we showing up as, right? I'm thinking about this in this way. I'm taking this kind of action, not taking this action. Now, what does this action or inaction or thought process define myself as? Every single moment, every act that we make or not make, every thoughts that we think, not think, is contributing to the self definition of the next version of us every single moment. So, how can we become highly intentional and mindful in being the deliberate creator of our definition inside of us by becoming aware that as we speak, as we engage in this conversation, in this moment, we are actually constructing the new layer of our identity because it's a continuous progression that we cultivate the worthy ideal. That was actually Nightingale's definition of success. Your definition of success is the progressive realization of the worthy ideal. Yeah. So become aware of that and be mindful and intentional in every single act that you make and how you show up moment to moment. So you can create that intentionally to begin defining yourself as somebody who is highly powerful, and to feel a great worthiness inside of you. So let me know if you have any question, what took away the most from this conversation, and I'll see you in the next video.